Welcome to another episode of Preparing for the Unexpected. I'm your host, Alex Fullick, and as always, we like to talk about things related to disaster recovery, business continuity, emergency management, COVID, well-being, crisis management, resilience, anything that helps you, your organization, and your community prepare for, respond to, and overcome adverse situations. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please feel free. You can find me on LinkedIn. I am the only Alex Fullick there. I'm really easy to find, and I do respond to everything I get. Alternatively, you can find me at alexfullick.com. Today, I just wanted to share some thoughts on emergency management and business continuity management. There was an article recently published May 19th on LinkedIn with the author being Andrew Ziegler. Hi, Andrew. Thanks for the inspiration here. And I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts because over the years, I have heard emergency management personnel say they own and are responsible for business continuity, while I've also heard business continuity people say they are responsible for emergency management. Now, on both sides, there's some truth. Both industries do interact, and there are some things that do cross over, but one does not own the other. In business continuity management, there is a component of emergency management in there, making sure you can evacuate your people. You have some immediate health and safety issues to address, CPR, first aid training, those kind of things, but it's on a much smaller scale than what emergency management does. If there's a disaster, you see emergency management personnel getting the power back together, first responders, paramedics, doctors, police, fire crews, putting out fires, cutting down trees or breaking up trees that have fallen and either hurt people, trapped people, or blocking main arteries, fixing power transformers and to get power back up and running for air conditioning or heat or medical devices that can't run because of power. So that's a much bigger scale than what business continuity is doing, even though they may be doing some of the same things. But you're not going to see a business continuity professional, the first thing on their mind in a storm is get the chainsaw and cut down the trees or cut apart the trees that are fallen or the branches that are stuck in power lines. That's not going to happen on the business continuity side, even though that is emergency management, part of those emergency crews we see on TV. We're seeing them right now with recent storms in southwestern Ontario, through northeastern Ontario and southern Quebec, after all the hurricanes that have been happening and storms that have been occurring through Midwest of the United States, wildfires in Australia or California or British Columbia, even in Northern Europe. That's not going to be a business continuity person. A business continuity person, though, may turn around, how do I keep my operations going if there is a wildfire in Northern Germany and I need to move my operations, get people to work off site at a reduced capability? How are we going to do that? That's different. Both industries have guiding organizations. There are so many on both sides. On the business continuity side, there's really two main ones, and there are some smaller ones, of course, but the Business Continuity Institute and the Disaster Recovery Institute, they tend to be the two big players on that side. You get to emergency management, and there's the International Emergency Management Society teams. Different provinces here in Canada have emergency management associations. There's Ontario Association of Emergency Management. I think that's the right name. Then you've got Emergency Management Association and so many others that are global. And they all come with different standards certifications. Just because you're certified in business continuity doesn't make you automatically certified in emergency management, even though it is a piece of that discipline. And having a certification in emergency management doesn't mean you are business continuity aware or have any idea what it entails, BIAs, risk assessments, and contingency plans, and testing and exercising on a corporate type of level. You may do all of those same things on emergency management, but on a completely different scale and different focus. They are two different industries, and it gets really frustrating when some people say they're the same. I remember attending a conference a long time ago, and an emergency management academic was explaining to me what emergency management was. And they were saying that it's making sure you have people evacuate the building, have an assembly location, have some first aid people, some fire wardens and things like that. And that's how they were explaining it to me. But they were explaining it to me as through the lens of a business continuity person. This is your piece of emergency management. While I know he had a much bigger view of things, mitigation and preparedness. If there's an area with floods, they're working with communities and other organizations to build and enhance drainage canals and ensuring that if there is a flood, water is diverted away from, let's say, downtown, name a city. And that's different. Business continuity is not doing that. There's no way. If they are doing that, then they're either certified in emergency management, which would mean they have all these other specifications and they have all the knowledge and skills and things like that. But in general, business continuity would not be part of building, designing, planning, implementing drainage ditches. That's not going to happen. And even if they were involved, for the most part, in their facility, that's going to be the property manager's role, who's going to be working with contractors and local authorities to make that happen, not the business continuity person. Very, very rarely, and I mean very rarely, is that going to happen. And I do know business continuity people who started out in emergency management and emergency management people who started out in business continuity, but very rarely do I see one person in charge of the whole thing. Community safety and resilience and mitigation and preparedness and response, and all the different corporations managing their plans and their processes as well. That is an unbelievably rare occurrence, and the size and scale of that would be unbelievable for somebody to even try to manage. So there is a difference between the two, and they both, hopefully, are helping people. Because emergency management has the first responders and are, in many cases, the first responders, they're focusing on people's safety. Business continuity looks at people's safety, but within the confines of their organization, their facility, or a couple of facilities. And then it gets handed off to first responders when they get on the scene. If you're a business continuity person who's CPR certified, you're taking care of somebody until paramedics arrive. Then get out of the way and let the professionals do what they need to do. You're not there nonstop telling the doctors and nurses and paramedics and fire people what to do. If you're a business continuity person and you're also in charge of some facility items, then you may be working with these first responders in a new way, because you're going to know where plans are, and I mean facility fire plans, the big, in Canada anyway, the white cases on the wall in big letters, emergency plan or fire plan or something written on it. That's usually locked, but as the facility person, you would have input and a key to be able to get to that plan and use that plan and share that with responders so they know where different systems are, fire suppression, HVAC, and all those kind of things. But that's very rare. Business continuity, and for the most part, just make sure that those kind of things are there. They've been developed, it's almost a tick box. Yeah, that's it. But facility managers and property managers have their roles. They develop the first responders and fire wardens and all those kind of plans. They're the one interacting with first responders. Even if you're the sole person in a building, you've got somebody in charge of that facility, and that's their role. Now, business continuities, you may work with them to make sure things are in place, and they may have things in place where they know to notify business continuity or crisis management of what a status is, what's happening, how things are going. But business continuity does not own that kind of stuff. Even if you're sharing in a building, you're just one of many tenants. The fire wardens, for the most part, are all put together by the property manager, by the people who run that facility. And yes, business continuity will have some emergency management components to it. But again, you hand it off to emergency management people afterwards. And you really can't do anything until emergency management and the first responders say you can. Storm has passed, we want to go back into our building. Well, tough. The roads are blocked. It's full of first responders trying to help people in need, fixing power lines, converters, anything, roads, whatever the case may be. We don't care about your business continuity. That's for you to worry about. And you make plans appropriate for that. And then you've got insurance as well, which is a whole new world. And they come in and say, you still can't go back into your building until we do an investigation. And what if there's deaths? I certainly hope not. But if that happens, then there's investigations as well. So you're still not getting into your building. What you want to do in your organization does not trump community safety and people safety. Sorry, that's not the way it goes. But you do have to work with the other groups. If you're emergency management, you've got to be upfront with organizations impacted. When can they get to their facilities? And if they can get to their facilities, it's not everybody. It's just a couple of people. Go in and have a look, see what you can find out about your systems. If your building is damaged more, those kind of things. Send in security personnel to surround and investigate your facility to make sure that it's not vandalized or anything like that. You have to work together. Communication goes both ways, but one does not own the other. I thought it rather interesting that some people have kind of said one trumps the other. Well, in a way, emergency management for a while does trump business continuity. But again, until all the investigations are open and it's safe to do so, business continuity and your organization have to have something in place. What are we going to do? And how are we staying in contact with each other and these external sources, these first responders, that allow us to continue operations, and when we can go back and start fixing things and make our insurance claims or whatever, dry the place out if there was a flood, whatever the case may be. And then when you're able to do that, chances are pretty good you're not going to be dealing a lot with the emergency responders anymore, because even though you're now beyond a response mode, you're now in recovery mode. And emergency management, even though they will be out there helping people and doing things, the emergency itself, the immediate response would be over, and they are also in recovery mode now. So there's a lot of difference, but a lot of similarities and a lot of channels where the two have to link. But again, can't harp this enough. One does not own the other. You can learn a lot from each other. And it would be interesting to have a test and an exercise and see where some of those points are. And I bet you there's assumptions on both sides, all over the place. Mostly, I think, on the business continuity side. Because emergency management, let me tell you, when the fire trucks and the police and the paramedics are coming, I'm moving out of the way for them. Because there's somebody whose need is greater than mine. In the meantime, stay prepared, everybody. If you liked that video, thumbs up. If you didn't like that video, thumbs down. But leave me a message and let me know your thoughts. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. And in the meantime, stay prepared, everybody.